I got Paleth done. Alexis,
Yes.
you hear the distressed children coming from the inside of this room.
I want to note I have the dagger already drawn, and I'm opening the door.
Sure. You go inside, and the room is completely dark. You can hear kind of an echo coming from hereabouts.
I'm gonna call out.
You don't get a okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, good.
You don't hear a direct response to your question or to your call.
Just for the sake of her logic, I don't know if I'd have to try a perception arcana, but this legitimately sounds like a child in agony and not something that's just or a magic illusion creating that to her.
It sounds legitimate.
Okay. Then she's heading in that direction.
All right. You keep walking forward, and you hit something solid. You put your hand up on it, and it is cold. What do you try to do now?
She's gonna feel her hand against it and try to detect what it is.
You start to put your hand around it, and you realize it's around you.
She's gonna patiently sort of stand there.
You feel something wet on your feet as you hear a laugh coming from the darkness. A very familiar laugh.
She's gonna keep waiting there.
In the darkness, you start feeling the water puddle higher up inside the cylinder that you're in. The screaming gets louder as you see a hand press up against the glass and a face appear, and Cormat looks directly into your eyes and goes, "I knew we'd meet again."
Give me a moment. I need to think of how this response goes.
Sure.
I didn't expect you to be the type with the same bag of tricks.
Why change what's effective?
Before you struck me as the person who always sought to find something more effective.
He smiles as he just looks directly into your eyes and goes, "I believe I'll just let you die here."
That's not going to happen.
And how do you reckon that?
I don't buy this.
By what? The water's about to your knees.
That's the same thing over again.
Uh, More context, please. That he'd use the same trick over again?
The same scenario. Almost identically.
Well, as I said before, I saw how effective this was the last time I've used it. And I believe you've already seen my other work that I've gracefully messaged you about. I believe you'll find your home a little bit more dreary.
Give me a second. I need to come up with this response again.
Hey, that's fine. But as you're thinking of your response, I'm gonna let you know the water is quickly rising instead of just slowly rising as it was before.
All right, Alexis is gonna close her eyes. Um, I can't think of the best way to say this.
Describe it, and I can help you out.
I've been through the real version of this hell. Don't take me back through it to make a point.
You're not talking to him.
No, she doesn't believe this is him.
Okay.
She doesn't know exactly what it is, but she doesn't feel this is his. She can't believe he'd do the same thing over again.
Okay. And you see Cormat actually kind of laugh at you as he goes, "Who, my dear, are you even talking to?"
Just gonna keep her eyes closed. She's trying not to focus on anything around her.
You hear a pound on the glass, and you hear him, and you actually hear him yell at you, "Look at me, damn you!"
She's trying to get a better grasp on her breathing, slow it down.
You hear him pound on the glass again, and just yell out, "You insolent little shit!" Still not giving him a response.
Sorry, no, there were sirens in the background, so I had to stop that. The only thing she's gonna mutter is she's gonna try to again slow her breathing to the point where it's very as calm and methodical as she can get, but you can tell there is a little bit of pace to it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just gonna say, "When I find the real you again, I am going to kill you."
With that, you hear him kind of you hear a loud scream. The room, you feel like the basically the like the tube that you were in completely disappears, and the water just splashed out all over the floor. The room goes lightens up as you see the actual room itself. You hear nature outside and the sun coming in through the ceiling.
Is there anything in the room?
Just what you see on the map. A couple of doors, some pillars. You see what I described to the other guys. It looks like angels' wings surround the walls, the outside or the inside of the walls, and the large statue of Ardent standing right there.
Yeah, check the doors.
You see exactly what's inside of them, just kind of a ruined type offices, a few books, and some beds.
Pass by the statue.
It looks down at you and smiles and says, "Fear cannot rule us."
She's gonna sigh and walk out. Wipe a tear from her eye.
When you look out, you see the pond. You see the lake that you're in the middle of, and when you turn back to the actual building itself, it seems to be completely refurbished. Who do I got left? I got Tyler and Martin left. Martin, you see the red glow going on underneath the door?
I push on the doors to get them open.
Okay, I don't have. Do I have your backstory with me? Because I forget a little bit of what goes on with you.
Dead parent and sister.
Yes, but what caused them?
He doesn't know. He only found the amulet.
Oh yeah. Okay. You see another amulet just like it in this room. The room itself looks exactly as it does in the on the screen, but the walls seem to be darker. It has more of a negative appearance than what the others have seen. There seems
Okay.
to be like red and black tapestries along the walls. You see, this puddle here is
Yep.
blood with two bodies laying face down inside of it.
Only two.
It was your parents and that's it, or parents and sister.
There was a parent and a sister he didn't know he had.
Okay. Well, did you? Okay. Yeah, you see the You see the third body with the face down. Then.
I'm going to cautiously go up and examine the amulet. Actually, I'm gonna check to see if I have mine on me.
You do.
I'm going to cautiously go over to the amulet then, trying not to look at the dead bodies.
Yep, you're able to. The amulet is in front of the. You find it like a few feet in front. About there.
I'm gonna cast a quick glance back at the bodies, and then reach out and try and grab the amulet.
You do. It is a physical amulet.
Then I'm just gonna look confused.
You see something step forth from the shadows. It looks like a humanoid, very tall, with red glowing eyes.
I'm going to put one. Do I have my hammer on me?
Yep, everything you came into this, you have.
Okay, I'm going to put one hand on my hammer and basically get into a battle stance. Name yourself.
That little hammer won't save you.
Yeah, I've heard that one before, and you know what? It's saved me plenty of times. Now, who are you?
My name is inconsequential.
I don't think it is, because when I found out who you are, I'm going to kill you.
You find yourself racked with pain.
Try to roll endurance to endure it.
Sure, you better crit it, though.
I'm gonna totally botch this watch.
I'm not joking, you better crit it.
Oh, I thought I did, but no.
You drop to your knees in agony.
I'm still gonna be glaring at him through clenched teeth and pain as I grab my head.
It's actually in your stomach. Sorry, I didn't actually say that. It's actually in your
Okay.
stomach and chest.
I'm going to place my hands on my chest and I'm gonna glare at him through clenched teeth.
One day we will meet.
And when we do, I'm going to cave your fucking head in.
You've seen my work already.
Aye, just given me that much more reason to do it. And when I find you, it's not gonna be slow. Actually, wait, that was wrong. I redo that. It's not gonna be quick. That's what he was trying to say. I'm trying very hard to sort of think of what to say or mixing my words.
Yep.
When
I know.
find you, it's not gonna be quick.
A lot of the people I probably should have warned this was going to happen, but I kind of wanted to see the spontaneous of what you guys would do.
Yeah.
For this one. He walks straight up towards you and puts his hand on your shoulder and kneels down face to face with you. You feel the heat coming off of his eyes as they seem to almost erupt into a flame.
Mm-hmm.
You feel your insides seem to turn, to almost become liquid, like how am I trying to describe this?
Do I see his face, or is he still just like a shadowy figure?
It's just a shadowy figure still.
I'm gonna headbutt him.
Your headbutt does not make contact with anything. Give me another endurance check. You're gonna fail it anyway. Yep.
Yep.
You start coughing up blood, and you feel blood start trickling down your nose and your ears, and from your starting to trickle down from the corners of your eyes also.
What do you want from me?
You see him smile, and he just looks directly at you and goes, "Everything." From there, you pretty much black out. Your vision goes red as blood fills your eyes, and you kind of black out.
I'm gonna yell a curse into Dwarven before I do.
Sure. You get no response, and you get no visual response from him either. You wake up. What feels like moments later. The entire room is white, bright, and you hear the birds chirping from the outside, and the sun coming in from the outside or from the roof.
Is there like a regular statue nearby that I can crush with my hammer out of pure, unadulterated rage?
Other than the winged ones on the walls and the ardent statue up there in the front of the building, no.
I'm gonna smash the head off one of those statues and then try to leave.
The doors slam shut in front of you. You hear like it sounds like rattling to your side, and when you look, you see the statue reform itself.
I'm gonna grab my hammer and get into a battle stance. I do not like this.
You see the head of the statue of Ardent look towards you.
I'm not gonna respond. I'm just gonna be ready in case something happens.
Yep. You. Thank you. God, they got really fucking loud.
That was almost like kind of tense with the way things were getting there.
You see the statue look down at you and says, "Vengeance has a place in this world, but also it will get you killed."
As long as the one,
it can get you killed.
as long as the one I desire a vengeance for is dead along with me, it doesn't matter what happens to me.
You see it actually look back, or continue looking at you and says, "Then you shall perish with the rest of this world."
I don't care for the world.
It looks back towards the door and doesn't continue to move, and does not move again.
I kick open the door.
It opens. You got outside. You see the lake. You look back. You see a fully refurbished building.
I'm gonna sit down and take out a pipe that I usually don't use. I'm gonna take basically a smoke as I ponder what's going on.
Yep. Tyler.
Yep.
You hear the voices of the of Thorl and
Rickiver found.
Rickiver. I knew it had an R. Yeah. Rickiver coming from the inside of this building.
I start running
Okay.
towards
Well,
the building.
you're at the front of the building. You open the doors and go inside.
Mm-hmm.
You see, what happens? We do not know we know who killed, or we don't know who killed Rickiver, right?
Not by name or anything.
No, you just know it was a group of people, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Inside this room, you see Thorl on one side, and you see Rickiver on the other. From looking at Thorl, you see him look very, very concerned, as it looks like he's having a discussion with somebody who's not there. You see him pleading for the sake of the children.
Master, what are you doing here?
You do not hear him respond to you, or he does not seem to react to your presence.
I walk up to him and try to put my hand on his shoulder.
He seems to be physical.
And I try to look in front of his face, and
If you stayed in front of him, you see him looking at you, but you don't think he's looking at you. You know? Yeah, I don't know if you get what I mean by that. It's like he's trying to look through you.
Yeah. I try to see what he's seeing.
If you're trying to see what you see him looking at a wall. You see him continue to plead, not for the sake of the children, and what you see next is probably one of an extremely grotesque vision for you. You pretty much see him gutted from belly button to throat.
Master!
He collapses to the floor and completely disappears.
I just dropped to my knees. My hands on my head. In complete shock.
Did we have a matter of how Rickover died?
Not really.
Okay, I had an idea for how, but we'll see. From the side, you hear Rickover pleading for his life. He's on the ground, and it seems to be as if he's being beaten.
Brother, no.
You see him cough up blood, and as blood seems to run down his nose, as he continues to keep pleading for his life.
Why must I witness this? He's already dead. Who torments me?
As with Thorl, you see him slowly his life slowly dissipate from his body, and he melts into the floor and disappears. Not everybody got a good vision ending. Some people get bad ones.
Just
Who got a good one?
sweating and
I did.
shaking.
Chris got a good one.
Well, mine wasn't good.
Yours was
He's
good.
very satisfied with it.
Was mine somewhere in between then?
No, you died in
No.
yours. You did not what you were supposed to do. But yeah, the bodies melt into the ground. You see life come back into the building. You see the actual building in its entirety. The angel's wings on the walls, the statue of Ardent, the sunlight coming in through the ceiling, and the sounds of birds outside.
Why? Why did you show me these things?
You see the statue look towards you and say, "The tragedies in our lives make us who we are. They define us as human beings." How will you use your tragedies?
I already know what I will be. I did not need you to show me my brother dying again. Or my master.
Technically,
What
he doesn't-
happened to my master?
You see the head look back and towards the door and not respond.
Answer me!
You do not get a response. Dark episode is dark. Do you stay inside the building contemplating what happened?
I slowly, very, very slowly try to pick myself up
Mhm.
and walk out.
Okay, you head outside, you see the lake in front of you, the island that you're on, you turn back and look at the building, and it is fully restored and looks unaged. As if it was built yesterday. Hallam.
Yep.
Are you ready to meet your fate?
Why not?
This is going to be all sorts of wacky.
I'm sure.
I believe it. He's gonna lick the statue or something. Or dry hump its leg.
He's going to go down on the statue.
I love you, Arden. Oh, no.
I was ready to pretend to be serious for a minute, but now it's gone. Nah.
He's going to make Alexis wear the mask.
Oh shit, we're gonna let her go. No. Okay. You see the light glowing from the inside of the doors.
I'm actually going to perk up a lot, and assuming people are inside, going to open the door.
For an odd thing, when you open the door, it is completely black inside.
Guys, this isn't funny anymore. I don't like this.
Do you step inside?
Yes.
You step inside and the doors close behind you. You have an give me I don't think there's a check for this. You have an overwhelming sense of nobody's there, that you are 1000% alone in this room.
No. Guys. He's going to frantically search, even though he's pretty sure no one is here for people.
You find all the doors, you find all the walls, you know it's a completely walled-off building. The light slowly starts coming into the building as you see a man standing there with his back towards you.
Sir, he's going to immediately run up to him.
How are you going to? Are you going to like put your hand on him and turn him around, or go around him to see who it is?
I'm gonna probably run up behind him and probably try to like grab his arm. Is he actually just standing there or walking away?
He's standing there, completely motionless. It
looks
looks like
he's just gonna run up behind him and just start talking.
Okay. You hear a familiar response, or a familiar voice coming from him as he says, "Welcome home, my child."
Is that you? This can't be.
It turns around and you see Father Garville standing in front of you.
Garville, what are you doing here? I thought you were back at Wait, you lied to me.
I did not lie to you. I chose to give you the correct truth of Arden's teaching.
They're all saying that you're wrong.
Arden's teaching has been askew for many of years. It's been changed by the millennium of his teachings. I teach the core rhetoric of Arden's teachings.
But my name on the wall in that church.
Oh, magic boy. You see him? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just probably repeating I for a while, as I was totally blanking on what I was going to follow that up with.
You see a little bit of anger come up in his face as he reaches forward and hits you across the face.
I'm going to fall back. What? Why?
You left without permission. I told you you couldn't go, but you left anyway.
You agreed. You saw me off.
You did not hear me screaming from the back window? Yes, I'm making that all canon.
Yes, but
that looked like I was agreeing to this charade that you were going on.
I figured you just didn't have your afternoon nap or something. Was just annoyed.
He hits you again.
I'm just going to whimper. I'm sorry.
You must return immediately.
This is important.
Something is more important than Arden's word.
This is something Arden would want.
I know what Arden wants, not you.
The walls and the ghosts.
My bidding.
He's gonna start nodding at his thing. He's gonna start chewing on his thumb a little bit.
He's really devolving into a child.
He's trying to think. Stress coping mechanism.
So he sucks on his thumb when he wants to think.
No, he's biting at it, biting at the skin. Um. Uh, I do need to see you. I know, and I'll come back as soon as I can. But Art, this is something you can have other people do my work for Ardent in the meantime while I do this. I think I'm the only one who can.
You see a okay. Garville is standing here. Okay.
Yeah.
You are standing here.
All right.
You feel a very bright light on your back coming from back here. And a look of duress on Garville's face appears.
Are you okay? I'm going to ignore the light for now.
He stutters for a moment. That can't be.
Garville?
You feel something on your. You feel something grasp your shoulder.
I will look over.
You see the full apparition of Ardent, complete, head to toe, full clad in his armor, his sword drawn, stabbed into the stone in front of him, and his face completely masked by his shroud.
I will immediately fall to my knees in respect. He's just gonna start saying prayers off, listing prayers.
You see Ardent lift his sword and point it towards Garville and says, "You have no power over this child." You see Garville's pretty much Garville's face pretty much drains from all color.
Are you going to hurt him?
No.
Thank you.
You see him slam his sword down into the ground, and the ground splits underneath him as he drops into dark as Garville drops into darkness. He looks down at you and says, "You know my teachings."
Yes. I'm trying to relearn them, fortunately.
Garville is a man not to be trusted.
Of course.
Your fears cripple you, child. You fear not to be alone. I am always here. My heralds will always be here.
Thank you.
You fear not Garville, for you have divine protection.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you for never leaving me, even when I have done you wrong.
You see him fade out, and then fade back in as another being floating above the ground, in the exact center of the exact center of the room.
I will look up at him and why not? I'll ask if there's anything he wants right now.
When the time comes, you will know what to do. And he slams his sword into the ground, and he fades into the statue that stands behind him. The sword itself seems to shrink down to the level of down to the size of something you may wield. And the statue looks back at you again and says, "The fear cannot rule you." With that,
I will nod.
the sword erupts into a bright, glowing yellow light, and you feel something. You feel like you're being pulled towards it.
I've trusted this pulling sensation so far. Let's go.
Do you grab the sword?
If it keeps pulling me towards it, yes.
Yep. The minute your hand touches the hilt of the blade, you feel an unimaginable holy radiance being poured into your body as the sword easily slips from the stone slab. The entire blade shimmers gold.
I'm actually going to look up the statue and ask him, is it okay if I take this?
He's going to... Okay, fine, I'm going to do this. The statue kind of rolls its eyes and goes, it's kind of why I've left it.
Just making sure. I don't know the whims of gods.
Oh my god, maybe I've made a mistake.
8 intelligence. I try. With that, I'm actually going to bow, say a little prayer. I should probably kneel and say prayer.
You do so.
And when I'm done, I will, yes, only maybe. I will, after I'm done with my prayer, I'm going to stand up, and head outside.
Okay. When you exit the room, you see all of your friends sitting around in different parts of the actual the island. Everybody is in their own separate areas of where they stopped from their visions, and they slowly realize that they're all actually able to see each other again.
Okay.
So, Hallam, your god, kind of a jackass.
Hey. He must have had his reasons.
Yeah.
I think he's okay, but he could have done something a bit different. That kind of fucked with me.
I got a fancy sword out of it. I'm happy.
I had to
Wait.
murder my whole family. Well, most of my family.
Oh. Oh, well, shit. Yeah. Arden's kind of a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had his reasons. I will maintain that.
Wait, you got a sword from your god?
I think that's what this is.
You cannot.
I would hope it is.
Give me an intelligence check, please.
When he says, like, I think what it is, kind of look at it like, yes, that's a sword.
Do you touch it with your hand and try to make sure?
19.
It is a sword.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's a sword.
try to
I'm pretty sure.
Make sure you can cut yourself with it.
The blade itself is almost hidden by the glow, the golden glow of the sword.
So, is everyone gathered around the steps, or did the people start exploring the island or exploring?
Well, pretty much as you were sitting there, people just started popping into existence. Actually, no,
okay.
they all popped in at once.
Oh, good. We're all in the same quest now, so we're not in different phases.
Yes, you guys
We
have all
have
done
to
enough.
head back to Freeport.
You've all done enough quests to not be in phases. So yes, we're gonna go in World of Warcraft terms here.
Or we're in the final phase, but yeah.
Want to talk too much wind.
So, Hallam, your god finished screen with us?
Maybe? Maybe we should try to get back in contact with the ship.
Martin, if you're gonna type something that you actually want to say in the game, type it into the map tools so people that are actually watching this know what the hell you're saying. So if I respond to it, they know what I'm responding to.
We have to go back to Freeport now.
What is your concern?
Why, what did you
Freeport
see?
so fast? What did you see through the Arden?
I saw something that shouldn't have happened.
I've had enough vague and cryptics today. Just tell me
My
what you saw.
master may be dead, and I need to make sure he is still alive.
Well, alright.
Detour number 2.
I have some business I could take care of in Freeport.
Well, I'm always kind of happy to be in Freeport, but the Velrai might have different minds for where the ship is going.
I am checking, by the way, once I got out of the building, if the communicator works now.
The communicator starts to work once you pop back in with the rest of the party.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask if they found any ectoplasm in the gears.
I'm gonna punch you in the throat.
You hear you hear them respond with what?
Oh.
Has a solution been found to the engine troubles?
No solution is found, but the engine is working.
Very good, then. We'll be back shortly.
Gotta go.
Such a jackass. Ugh.
I'm sure he had his reasons.
What were his reasons in making me relive nightmares?
And
To test
I
our
apparently didn't
conviction.
have enough nightmares.
What was that, Chris?
To test their convictions.
It just test in general, yeah. That would make sense.
Something
And he
less
can burn in
contrived
hell
would have been
for all I
appreciated.
care.
So now how are you guys gonna make it across the lake?
Hey, Velrai, can you come pick us up, please?
I think I'll stand there for a moment and then go, wow, Arden really is a dick.
You when you ask the ship for a pickup, you hear a Roger, and the communicator go dead.
Yay!
Oh
That
god,
works.
it's gonna be like Left 4 Dead, isn't it? We're gonna have to defend the fucking territory for fucking 8 minutes while the plane arrives. And
No.
it's just gonna be suicide bombing ghosts coming at us.
No, but I did think of doing something like that, except for the suicide bombing ghosts.
Oh.
Let's create a perimeter with gas canisters.
You have turrets.
Quick, who has Noam Chomsky?
I can talk again!
Yay!
I liked you better muted.
And all of a sudden the wind picks up again. God damn it.
So what did Stormhammer have to say after that? Nothing. He's just gonna brood.
Yeah, he's just sitting there brooding, smoking his pipe,
Okay.
looking strangely serious for once.
After a few minutes, you see the shadow of the ship start to hover over you, and a rope ladder come down.
Malik immediately goes to the ladder and starts climbing up.
Hey, Malik, you're the stronger one. Can you help the one without an arm?
I have an arm, thank you.
The crippled arm?
No, don't worry about me. I'll just hold on with my teeth.
Tries to tie you to his back.
You all make it up the ladder.
Yay.
You see,
That is a much cooler entrance where I just hang on to the ladder as it gets pulled up with one arm.
No.
Look cool over the lake, like, yeah.
And then wind picks up and you get blown off it.
An explosion occurs in the background, but I don't turn to look.
Do you have a decent endurance check for that?
Yes, I do.
Strength check to keep to keep your weight. Yes.
You're just looking for extra checks to eventually botch something.
Yeah. Well, I can only do 2 strength and endurance. That's it.
I mean, isn't endurance?
No.
Okay. There you go. Boom.
Mother-
Crit.
At least I wasted.
Suck my
a crit.
dick.
Yes, you are able to hold on to it with one arm as they pull you up. There are no explosions. They look at you and go, "That was rather unnecessary."
Yeah, if
I
you
could
had this
keep-
sort of strength check, you could have pulled yourself up with
One arm.
arm.
I prefer to keep my dignity every now and then.
You see Saya up on the deck, on not the deck, the
Oh, no,
Bridge.
that's the only crit I'm ever
Bridge.
going to get in this game again, by the way.
probably.
I used it on that. And then proud of it.
You see Saya up on the bridge, and she waves towards you to get your asses up there.
Well,
To
let's
the
start
bridge.
walking up there.
Yep, you make yourself to the bridge, and she immediately just goes, "How the hell did you get that far?"
Arden.
We walked. And ghosts. Pretty sure ghosts were involved.
I'm not even going to ask.
Probably better that way.
Where are we going?
Would it be too
Malik.
much of a...
Freeport.
Is very
Immediately.
concerned about Freeport.
At least you guys get money.
Have you done the check for portals around Freeport?
In Freeport? No. Or yes, they don't.
Did they find any?
We found quite a few. Managed to close them all that we found. We are going to continue our searches.
Any idea how many Delhi might have come through those portals before they were closed?
Unknown.
So they could have a large force in the area.
It's possible.
Let's see. Alright, I'm going to send in Ritual Lieutenant Gold guy back in the palace I haven't talked to in ages.
The man in gold. Yeah, you haven't been
Yep.
keeping up with the queen. You guys kind of lost some money doing that.
Mm.
You haven't been keeping her up to date.
Too many queens. Not enough hours in the day.
There's two.
Exactly, that's too many.
I can't contact them, so.
Oh boy, so I'm going to put in this. All 25 words of it.
Shit done hit fan. We're returning.
It's the Arden City, clear of Delhi, returning to Freeport.
Loves and kisses.
Everything here is fine, we're fine. How are you?
Can you have bacon for me when I arrive? And maybe a Jang Jong match.
Fuck Jang Jong.
Please, dear God, don't let Devin be there too.
Yeah, any response?
Not immediately. Within, I think, how long do they have to respond?
Oh, it's not that long. It's like 10 or
5
15
minutes.
minutes or something. Yeah.
Within a few minutes, you get a response from her saying, "Shades are being cleared out as we find them, awaiting your arrival."
Sounds like they've hadn't been attacked by the Delhi, although only shades, and that they seem to have won. Probably not without casualties, though. We should check this out.
Probably would be best, yes.
Okay. Ship lurches forward and starts heading off towards the city of Freeport.
As the ship takes off, I'm gonna...
Maybe it's gonna hit there.
As the ship takes off, I'm actually gonna go to the back and just stare out at the weeping well, and then smile a little, whisper thank you, and then head to my room.
And you
Because
hear,
I do not want to be puked on.
You're on the boat. You're
Here's a
safe.
new glowy sword.
Yeah. As long as you have the sword with you, you feel it like it's radiant. The radiancy is wrapping around you.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. day turns to night turns to day, blah 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 blah
Oh,
blah.
are we
What?
traveling at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Actually,
any conversations you guys want to have with each other, do. Oops, not catacombs. So, conversations with who?
I would do one at the first night. I'd knock on Alexis's room.
Come in.
Come on in, just like, kind of stand half awkwardly, and eventually get to the point of saying, I just wanted to thank you for something.
What's that?
I know that you helped Aven, even though I didn't really tell you much about her or where to even get her, but you helped her anyways. And I know because of your help, she's much better off now, right now. I just really wanted to thank you for that.
X is gonna stand up and put her hand out and say, "It was absolutely no problem. I was happy to do so." I don't know how good your insight is.
My insight's like 15, passive. Yeah.
He wouldn't have a reason to roll insight on it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not a lie. I'm trying to see if he'd pick up the vibe. It sounds like a very manufactured answer from her.
Okay.
It doesn't,
If it sounds manufactured,
not like a robot answer, but it doesn't sound like it's a inspired natural thing she's saying. It sounds like something she's
Like,
just.
it's generic.
It sounds it sounds like she's a politician a little bit.
Okay. That's up to you if you want to roll insight on that, Scott.
Basically, use your own judgment on that. I don't know how good your natural is, and she's naturally very good at bluffing. I just want to get that out there so you understand as a context to what she's saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
An additional context, rather.
Alright, well, I don't really care if it was no problem for you. It's just, you helped me out a lot, and I just wanted to thank you, man. That was it.
Well, we all do favors for one another, and she's going to lightly slap you on the arm, in that friendly, like, good friend.
Now lick my boots.
Is that all? Or is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that was it.
Well, if you don't mind, I have some reading and things to go over.
Okay. And Baelish just kind of awkwardly shuffles out.
Stop stealing my shit, too.
I only did it that one time.
Filthy drow whore. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say that. Anybody else? Conversations with anybody? Nope.
Doesn't sound like it.
Okay. A couple of days pass. Actually, that would take about a week, actually, I believe. Yeah, about a week. A week's to travel slowly comes to an end as you start, the people that are actually on the bridge at this time, which would be about midday, 3, 4 o'clock, you start seeing Freeport coming into view off in the distance. You hear a little bit of kind of like a sigh of relief coming from the quote-unquote sailors as they're finally hitting towards they're hitting something that they actually recognize. After a couple more hours of flight, you guys slowly make dock at the airship port, which has been modified to actually fit these ships.
Yeah, that's quick work.
The
That's convenient.
the plank releases, and you guys can now leave the boat.
Well, I'll disembark and head to the palace.
You hear Say off on the bridge say, "From here, this is where we part. I'm gonna have to head towards back towards Freeport or not Freeport, back towards Trend and then hit Thundercrest. We shall meet again soon, I believe."
All right.
All right then.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your assistance.
Hoodluck.
I like the hood look better.
She nods to everybody as you guys head off the deck, and you hear the familiar hum of the ship as it starts to lift off immediately after you leave, set foot off the ship.
I was really hoping she was going to say goodbye to everybody except Stormhammer.
No, not that mean. And Captain Useless by... Nah.
What about Redfield? Does he get off?
Redfield's off the boat.
Oh,
Uh,
they didn't take him?
No. There seemed to be joy to get rid of him. He kept poking them with sticks and stuff.
You're interesting.
Why aren't you filled with candy?
Going to make something like you and name it a piñata. Yar, then I'm going to hit it with my peg leg and hopefully burst it.
So he is a pirate.
No.
Why have a big leg?
He doesn't have a peg leg.
You just said he did.
I was stupid. It doesn't have a peg leg.
He should be a pirate.
He's not a pirate. He only talks a little bit like a
He
pirate.
should be a pirate doctor. And I call him Dr. Hiraluk.
No.
I cry every time I think about him.
Shut up. You guys get off the dock and go down the stairway of the large fucking tower. When you guys reach the base of the tower, you see a large procession waiting for you.
Actually, on the way down, I want to tap Gadden on the shoulder and ask him how long he plans to stay in Freeport.
Till we die.
How long he had plans for us to stay in Freeport.
Gadden.
Well, let's see what the palace has to say first. If the Delhi in the area have been dealt with, we'll be on our way fairly quickly.
Okay.
Shit. Oh.
I want to know I am going to slip out from the group and not follow the procession at all.
Okay, are you trying to do it sneakily, or are you just making it known?
I'll
that
just
you are
get
not?
lost in the crowd immediately.
Okay. Check it.
What do you want? A streetwise, a stealth?
Streetwise and a stealth.
There's stealth, and there's streetwise.
You know what? Give me a bluff. This will help you. Actually, your bluff's high enough you're able to do it on its own.
Thank God, because I rolled a 2.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna say what's your passive?
It would be
23?
28.
28. Yeah, your passive is good enough to blend in the streetwise with your streetwise. Yeah, you're able to blend into the crowd and disappear
Poof.
with no
Especially
smoke.
since this is her city, so I imagine you're probably going to get a bonus off of that.
Yeah. You didn't get a bonus to your stealth,
No,
but you got one to everything else.
Thank God. And I'm actually going to head towards the nearest entrance to the Undercity I know of.
Yep, you find one within probably 50 feet of where you were.
I'm going to enter, and I'm going to try to find the first person I can.
You find a few just fledglings running around just doing mediocre bullshit work.
Excuse me.
Ah, Miss Alexis, welcome home.
Good to be home. Is Sladen?
Ah, yes, he should still be in his office.
Thank you. I'm going to keep one hand on the dagger, but I'm going to head towards his office.
Sure. You head towards his office. You open his door. Knock, whatever.
Yeah.
You knock. You hear him reply. You hear him reply with.
Just a minute! Just a minute! I hear pants zipping up.
Almost done.
Oh, that Dr. Redfield knows his stuff. Like, what?
No, you hear yourself singing from the inside. And wild panting.
He's like, look, it's been some dark times. Man needs to do what he has to.
Whoa, who's typing loudly?
Sorry.
Yeah. You hear him reply with just okay, fine. Just who's there? Trying to think of something more complicated, but it might as well just be simple.
I'm not sure if he would say who's there. I thought she had a distinctive knock she used with him.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
I think he should know.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot about the distinctive knock. Yeah, all you hear is kind of an uplifted "Come in, come in."
She's going to open the door.
You see him sitting up at his. You see him sitting at his desk with his feet up on his desk as pretty much always. He's got a book in his lap.
You seem rather relaxed.
Well, we've pretty much rid the Undercity of the influence of Cormat, but it did take a toll on us, but we're seeming to recover.
A toll? She's going to have one eyebrow perked.
We lost a few good men in the warfare.
How so?
We found out that there are a relatively large amount of people who actually infiltrated our Undercity. We were able to fish out these people and, let's say, carefully eliminate these people. But in the exchange, we've lost some of our own.
Such as?
He lists off a few names. A few of them you don't recognize, some you do.
Did you confront him personally?
He himself was not here. He did make off with a few of our belongings, and I believe you already recognize which one of those might be, since I have not been able to communicate with you as of late. I am sorry to say, but Tarek and Thorl are deceased. And a matter unrelated to Cormat, your house has mysteriously caught fire. We know for a fact it is arson, but to who we are uncertain.
Were services held for?
Yes. Paid in full by the Undercity.
Has the Sisterhood contacted you?
Yes.
Have they mentioned anything about the ill-omened Dagger of Shadow?
It is still in their possession, being guarded by somebody worthy of guarding it.
If you see them again, let them know that the time may come soon that we'll need that dagger to help close the portal and trend.
I have already sent forth that message.
Excellent. Do we know where Cormat or Marina May have gone to?
We believe they have retreated back into Thundercrest. We had word he was in Trend for a while, and then retreated back into Thundercrest.
In my absence, who's become your main source of information within the city?
My own eyes and ears. I don't trust anybody else but you.
Is there anyone in this city who's displayed intriguing physical capabilities?
As for
Manners of killing.
an assassin.
Your words.
Besides the Sisterhood, myself, and one other, there's not many other people that have great skill in this nature.
One other.
A man that may rival me at my time.
Who is that?
We don't know his name.
Does he have a nickname, a
The unknown.
alias? The unknown. Do we know anything about this person?
Other than most of his kills have never been recorded? No. Nobody's ever seen this man, but we know at least the Undercity and some cities know he exists.
Does he work for anyone?
He works for himself.
I don't believe I'll be staying in the city very long. There's much to do, and I believe we're just staying for an update.
I believe that would, or I figured so. You're free to take a room here or at one of the inns. Be sure we would take care of any expenses you may come across here in the city.
Thank you. I don't suppose we have another line of communication we can use in the future.
Outside the book, it's the only one I have.
No, and this one's worthless right now. I'd rather not keep it. Just gonna drop the book on his desk.
I will keep you updated at somehow if I get any other contact from him to help you find him. Any information I receive, you shall receive.
Thank you.
I will use every pipeline I have at my disposal.
She's gonna head off then, leave the Undercity and try to find a nearby bar.
Alright.
Or nearby, not bar, inn. Probably has a bar in it, but yeah.
As you leave, you actually see the shift change of the guards at his front, that cover his front door. And you actually see Vel Ride taking guard over the front of the entrance of his room. And as you start walking out, you actually start seeing more Vel Ride in the Undercity.
She's gonna pay note to that. I think we can cut there.
Yep. Just a further note, they're not doing anything suspicious. They just look like they're doing the normal work that somebody in the Undercity would be doing.
They've been integrated, basically.
Yep. Okay, team going to the palace. Palace-y team, palace go. After a short procession, you guys make it to the foothold or the foot of the palace. You guys go up the stairway and open through the doors. You enter a large hall, down the hall into the same meeting room you have always used. And
Hey, Lieutenant, you missed me?
He sighs. Not really. What word have you now?
Let's see, you heard about Tenefir?
Yes.
Yeah, at least the really all the Dalhai forces there were destroyed as well.
We actually saw Tenefir.
It was pretty visible. We were much closer at the time, but yes. Arden City seems to be doing well. There was only one incomplete portal in the area, and that's been destroyed.
That's odd.
Yes, I was really expecting more there, considering our information on the Delhi's method of operation.
Even in Freeport, we've never found a incomplete portal.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm. How many complete portals did you find around Freeport?
13, last count.
That is quite a few, but all that attacked you were shades?
Yes. That's all we've found thus far.
They may still try to be bringing an army through after their losses at Tanafir.
Yes, we've pretty much cleared our beaches and our forests at the Rowan's Forest. At the moment, we are starting to branch out into the sea.
Where have we not checked for portals so far?
The sea.
We've checked the entire continent?
You mean, like, I thought you meant in the exact area around Freeport. Let's see, in exact areas, let's see, he's going to say the Broken Sea, Terran Vale, Trend is currently ongoing, Loping Plains, Bone Wastes, Thundercrest City, the Iron Forge hasn't been touched, and anything else to the, let's just say out of the entire continent, we have probably touched maybe 15%.
Too many places they could be. Let's see, how long do the Velrai think it will take to completely survey the continent?
The entire continent?
Yes.
Year?
Far too long.
You hear the door open in the back of the room, and Queen Ariel steps out and into the room.
I'll give her a bow and say, Your Majesty.
I believe you've already updated to our general here.
Ah, General. I'll look over at him. That's quite the promotion you've gotten there.
Hard times require desperate measures.
Yes, we were just discussing where the Delhi may be massing for their next attack.
Well, today we are going to fully disclose our intentions with the public.
Oh, what is that?
That we are going to war.
Yes, I mean, we've lost 2 major cities already. It's time to bring this into the open.
We are preparing. We plan to prepare every capable hand for what's coming soon. Not even myself is exempt from this.
That is perhaps extreme, but I will not deny anyone the chance to fight against the Delhi. And everyone should be prepared to do so. Now we need a target. We need to find somewhere to strike at them. We cannot win on the defensive forever.
We have one plan to take back Stormguard. There may not be a city standing there, but the land still should belong to us.
I would be greatly interested in reclaiming the land from the Delhi.
The only hard part is we'll be splitting all of our forces to be able to do that.
You mean leaving enough here for defense while attacking?
It's going to be a hard balance to keep.
That is always a hard decision to make, especially when you're not sure where the enemy's forces are.
What we are beginning to hope for is enough forces can come from the Iron Forge. The city of Thundercrest will move to the north and hopefully be able to give air support from there.
Thundercrest may be problematic. I'm blanking on his name, the mage.
Marina.
Miranda May. May be working at cross purposes with us.
Yes, I believe I've heard these rumors before. The way I'm looking at it as, just because one man may be corrupt in the city, we cannot condemn the entire city to corruption.
I would not say everyone in the city is corrupt, but Marina May is powerful and exerts much influence there.
I have already requested Cypher to be there.
Well, we can certainly think of no mage stronger.
If we do have a problem with Marina May, there will be a solution.
Well, I will leave Thundercrest in Cypher's capable hands then.
And I'm debating on myself traveling north.
Do you think it wise to lead from the front?
I have capable hands to take care of the city while I'm away. But I know my talents would be needed there.
Your Majesty, of course, knows best. You spoke of a force from the Iron Forge. Who is organizing that?
The hell is that noise?
My dog's tail wagging. He's hitting some papers. Yeah. There you go.
No, it's just hitting the table.
I was just hitting the table. No, there's no stopping the puppy's tail.
A small force led by, I believe I already said this, the War Souls are still alive. A small force led by of a handful of War Souls.
Ah, the War Souls. Yes, Cypher spoke of them to me. I'd been meaning to search them out, but there's so little time and so much to do.
The question is do we defend Trend or do we try to reclaim Stormguard? From what rumor says, the main invasion should come from the center of the continent, which is more than likely the Arathi Mountains.
Hmm.
Even then, do we go to the south and see if we can stop the invasion of the south in places like Terran Vale, the Sleeping Well, and other areas inside the Broken Sea?
We don't have enough information to commit the bulk of our forces yet. We need to scout more.
The problem is our fastest way of travel for scouting is sending out our airships. We send out our airships, we lose complete air defense of our cities.
And if Stormguard was any indication, that Al-Hive have potent air defenses of their own.
They're thinning our forces.
They seem to have near limitless troops. As many as they can send through their blasted portals.
We have a few ships sent out, or a few ships sending out to the Iron Forge, and we have a few being sent out to Trend. Whichever which one you pick, we'll have a ship ready for you.
You say a small force from the Iron Forge is going to scout Trend, or going to attack Trend?
No, a small scout force, or a small force led by the War Souls, are going to try and infiltrate Storm Guards. current inhabitants. Now, small fours may be misleading for what Ironforge is able to give up.
Well, that is where I would like to be.
Discuss it amongst your party, and let me know within the week.
Very well, and I will leave Freeport and Trend in your capable hands.
Oh, so you're taking Stormguard?
I mean, I'm going to discuss it with the rest of the party before I decide on anything finally, but
Okay.
my inclination is to go to the Iron Forge and then head to Stormguard with whatever they're sending.
Okay. She says if you would take a quick detour down to the treasury, I believe we have some compensation for all of your work that has been done thus far.
Your Majesty is, as always, too kind.
But I would like to warn you that it may not get you as much as it used to. Prices for weaponry and armor has increased due to the high demand of the war that is soon to approach.
It was inevitable.
But we are going to give you as much as we can currently spare.
It's most kind of you, and I'm sure Miss Whisper's contacts will see that it goes as far as it can.
I believe her contacts won't be able to help you much either. I've had daily meetings with Slade. Even his prices have risen.
Well, needs must.
But if you would follow the general, I'm pretty sure he would show you the way to the treasury.
By your leave.
He kind of grumbles a little bit and starts leading you guys downstairs into where the treasury is, and hands you, everybody who's there, a medium-sized chest filled with gold. And he gives Malik 2, and he goes, "This one's for the girl." The other girl.
Oh.
Each chest is locked, and you guys have each one of you have been given a key for each one of them. Dan, the minute you touch the key and the chest itself, you do feel a magical aura coming from it. So it's not just a lock. It's also a magical lock too.
Anything special about it?
No, only that specific key can open up that box.
So it's just extra hard to pick. I'm looking at Bailiff.
I wouldn't steal directly from you guys.
Only indirectly.
Alright, well, I'll open mine and take a look.
Stormhammer does not get a
is it
box, because nobody knows who the fuck Stormhammer is.
Or Stormman.
He wasn't here before. You open up the box, you see neatly stacked pile of columns of gold that each weigh out to, I believe I came out to 5,000 apiece.
Nice.
The 5,000 in total, or?
A piece.
Oh. Yeah, in each chest, okay.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Each player gets 5,000 Gizold.
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 Alright then.
Money.
On top of the whatever money you already had.
I now have over 6,000 gold. Okay.
I believe you know your way out.
Yes, thank you very much, General.
Make sure you don't get lost.
I try not to.
He locks the door to the treasury and heads out. Chris trying to pick it, or not Chris, but Scott trying to pick it and try and get in.
No, I'm not going to.
Good, because you would die. I have 13 D100s on that lock. for even attempting it.
So that could all crit fail and do only 13 damage.
Nope. Because they have a minimum of 50.
Oh. Not very good D100.
You guys make your way outside of the city. You see the procession is gone. The crowds of people that watched on seem to have dispersed. And you are free to do about what you please.
Oh, you should know where I'm heading.
You're going to your girlfriend's house.
Well, of course, I have to check on her.
She's dead.
Oh.
Alright, give me 1 second.
Actually, I'm gonna ask Jedin again, when he plans on leaving.
Well, we have little time to spare, but we've been fighting nonstop for the last several weeks, it feels like. Everyone gets a 2-day pass.
2 days?
Yep.
All
And
right.
I'm going to excuse myself. Go buy some robes.
Well, depending if we can get Residium, I can enchant items and upgrade your gear, probably for less than you would find it otherwise.
I'm not actually looking for anything enchanted, although that's a good idea.
Better armor is better.
I'm actually just looking for a pair of my old robes without the enchantments on them.
Alright. Sorry, go ahead.
How does that enchanting thing work, anyways? They just give you leather armor and a sword.
It's a ritual I cast. I can turn enchanted equipment into basically any enchantment my level or lower. Any existing enchanted item, I can increase the plus on it for the difference in gold between that item and the item you're making.
That one might be useful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I do like to imagine that he eats the magic items and then vomits up the new one.
There you go.
Remind me not to wear anything you've ever made. Also, that's not how magic.
I'm not the one with the ritual.
Alright, who is going where and doing what? Chris, you're not at the Safe Travels Inn. You picked a different inn.
I assume the Safe Travels Inn is probably destroyed.
No, it's intact. Just the barkeep's different.
She'll probably go to a different bar.
Okay.
Or inn.
Tavern. Inn thing.
And place where people are, and she can sleep if need be. She's gonna be very quiet when she's on her way there, but as soon as she gets to the door, she's gonna put on a big smile and be very personable.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to basically chat up anybody who will talk to her. I mean, she's gonna try to talk about, things that have happened recently. Not like realistic things. She's not talking about the fucking war, but she's like, oh, how's that going? And, basically trying to find out things that are going on with the city. And she's also going to mention, almost kind of jokingly, if anyone's ever heard a rumor of this person called the Unknown. Like, it's almost like an insane story to her.
Okay. Are you at a seedier part of town, or are you more in the upscale or middle class?
Probably middle of the road, but I don't plan on this being the only place she goes to.
Okay. You don't actually hear anything from it in the more popular taverns. If you make your way to one of the more shadier ones, you do find somebody who doesn't like hearing the mention of that name.
Did I strike a nerve?
No one speaks of the unknown.
It's not even a real person, from what I understand.
Oh, he is real.
How so?
I've seen his work done. The aftermath of the unknown.
Alexis is gonna slip into the chair next to his. What's he drinking?
Just scotch.
Is it low?
No, it seems he got a new one.
Okay.
Fuck you. No.
Hey, it saves me money. Really? Tell me about it.
I can't speak that around here. Place more private.
Sure.
He goes up to the back, slams down a gold, and pulls one of the keys off the table, and walks back back to the farthest back room in the inn. Opens the door and slides inside.
I'll follow him after.
Okay. He closes the door behind it, and he sits down and he kind of puts his hands up on his chin, or his hands up under his chin, and goes, "The man isn't somebody you should be talking about. The more you bring up his name, the more likely he is to appear. He is much like the Undercity in the Sisterhood.
Sometimes you have to drop a few names to get the attention of someone you're looking for.
You might not want his attention. Most of the people he ends up working for end up dead themselves.
I'm on a pretty limited time scale myself as it is.
You're going to bring up your own demise. Nothing but death follows this man.
If I can direct that death for just a moment, then it's all worth it. Do you know anything about him? Where you can get in contact with him, or is he the type that gets in contact with you?
You do not find him. You ask enough questions, you may find, or he may find you. Once the word travels that somebody's looking for him, he finds them. Rumor says he is the man that sees nothing and sees everything at the same time.
A lot of rumors for one man.
Well, he is unknown. All we have are rumors.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'll pray for your soul when you find him.
That's very kind of you. She's going to turn and walk away.
You owe me a gold, by the way. I paid for this room.
Slam.
Bitch. Hope all her friends die and her house burns down.
Already beat you to it. Can't lose, it's already dead.
Already happened. We have lost Stormhammer. Who else? Conversations. Chris, are you doing anything else? Sorry.
If someone else wants to do something, they can jump in, but I do have something else.
Okay. Dan, Scott.
Just shopping later. No.
Okay, that can be done off
Yep.
show. So shopping, whatever it is, run it by me. Actually, no. If it's above, or most common items I'll give, or all common items I'll give, uncommon items. I'll just go over it later. Scott,
Yes.
anything?
I'm just heading to Avon's house and
Okay.
seeing how she is.
Do you want an actual session between you two, or do you just want a quick recap of how she is, what she's doing right now, and blah blah blah?
I
Up to you.
I'll probably do it later. Full
Okay.
session later.
Yeah,
I
well,
haven't thought of anything.
Yeah, there's going to be more next time before you guys head out, so yeah, there will be time. I will leave this with you. You do find her at home. She's chipper, as she seems to be extremely chipper. You find her in the dining room, having a spot of food.
No. I'll just pretty much drop the chest near the front door and go and join her.
Okay. Hallam,
Yes.
is there something you would like to take care of right now?
Actually, 3 very quick things.
Sure.
I would like to go buy basically an unenchanted version of my old robes. Then like to change into those, give my current robes to Geddon so he can get those to a +2, since I do have the money for it. And I'm gonna buy a book, journal,
Okay.
and I'm going to write in it for the rest of the day, in like an alleyway someplace. That's safe.
Okay.
I think that was 4.
That's everything you're doing?
That's my plans. Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna do the Garble shit later then?
Yes.
Okay, so I will get with you this week and plan that out.
Alright.
Tyler, I know you have shit you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Today or next week? I'm not sure if you want to plan out how that goes down or what.
Let's just do it next week. Anyway, I'm really trying my hardest to stay awake right now.
Yeah, I figured it was getting late. It's a lot earlier than or it's a little earlier than I would like to end it, but I know everybody wants some sleep, so.
I
And I
wouldn't
packed.
normally be this bad at this time. Just exhausted today.
What day are you able to do an early week? Again, the 28th or
Yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guys here, remember the 28th we will be doing starting early and ending early.
Okay.
Chris, your next...
My thing could be done later. Honestly, it probably blends in a lot with what Tyler's doing, because she's going to go see Thorol's place.
Okay,
So
that
that'd be awkward to have her do it then this week and then skip. So I'll just do it next week.
All right, sure. All right, that's where we'll leave off for this week. Everybody's lives are up in fucking chaos right now.
We got paid, so everything's good.
No, it isn't.
It was a good week for some of us.
Well, it wasn't for me, and that's what's important.
I got a sword. It's a great week.
And you got a
Alan.
lot of money.
I'm doing pretty good.
I like to imagine most half of us are walking around all smiles on our face, skipping about, and then the others are just miserable.
Gloom and doom type people.
I will murder something.
Shout and try and grab the amulet.
You do. It is a physical amulet.
Then I'm just gonna look confused.
You see something step forth from the shadows. It looks like a humanoid, very tall, with red glowing eyes.
I'm going to put one... Do I have my hammer on me?
Yep, everything you came into this, you have.
Okay, I'm going to put one hand on my hammer and basically get into a battle stance. Name yourself.
That little hammer won't save you.
Yeah, I've heard that one before, and you know what? It's saved me plenty of times. Now, who are you?
My name is inconsequential.
I don't think it is, because when I found out who you are, I'm going to kill you.
You find yourself racked with pain.
Try to roll endurance to endure it.
Sure, you better crit it, though.
I'm gonna totally botch this watch.
I'm not joking, you better crit it.
Oh, I thought I did, but no.
You drop to your knees in agony.
I'm still gonna be glaring at him through clenched teeth and pain as I grab my head.
It's actually in your stomach. Sorry, I didn't actually say that. It's actually in your
Okay.
stomach and chest.
I'm going to place my hands on my chest and I'm gonna glare at him through clenched teeth.
One day we will meet.
And when we do, I'm going to cave your fucking head in.
You've seen my work already.
Aye, just given me that much more reason to do it. And when I find you, it's not gonna be slow. Actually, wait, that was wrong. I redo that. It's not gonna be quick. That's what he was trying to say. I'm trying very hard to sort of think of what to say or mixing my words.
Yep.
When
I know.
find you, it's not gonna be quick.
A lot of the people I probably should have warned this was going to happen, but I kind of wanted to see the spontaneous of what you guys would do.
Yeah.
For this one. He walks straight up towards you and puts his hand on your shoulder and kneels down face to face with you. You feel the heat coming off of his eyes as they seem to almost erupt into a flame.
Mm-hmm.
You feel your inside.
Give me a moment. I need to think of how this response goes.
Sure.
I didn't expect you to be the type with the same bag of tricks.
Why change what's effective?
Before you struck me as the person who always sought to find something more effective.
He smiles as he just looks directly into your eyes and goes, I believe I'll just let you die here.
That's not going to happen.
And how do you reckon that?
I don't buy this.
By what? The water's about to your knees.
That's the same thing over again.
More context, please.
That
he'd use the same trick over again?
The same scenario. Almost identically.
Well, as I said before, I saw how effective this was the last time I've used it. And I believe you've already seen my other work that I've gracefully messaged you about. I believe you'll find your home a little bit more dreary.
Give me a second. I need to come up with this response again.
Yeah, that's fine. But as you're thinking of your response, I'm going to let you know. The water is quickly rising instead of just slowly rising as it was before.
Alright, Alexis is going to close her eyes. I can't think of the best way to say this.
Describe it and I can help you out.
I've been through the real version of this hell. Don't take me back through it to make a point.
You're not talking to him?
No. She doesn't believe this is him.
Okay.
She doesn't know exactly what it is, but she doesn't feel this is his. She can't believe he'd do the same thing over again.
Okay. And you see Cormac actually kind of laugh at you as he goes, who, my dear, are you even talking to?
Just gonna keep her eyes closed. She's trying not to focus on anything around her.
You hear a pound on the glass, and you hear him, and you actually hear him yell at you, "Look at me, damn you!"
She's trying to get a better grasp on her breathing, slow it down.
You hear him pound on the glass again, and just yell out, "You insolent little shit!" Still not giving him a response.
Sorry, no, there were sirens in the background, so I had to stop that. The only thing she's gonna mutter is she's gonna try to again slow her breathing to the point where it's as calm and methodical as she can get, but you can tell there is a little bit of pace to it. And she's just gonna say, "When I find the real you again, I am going to kill you."
With that, you hear him you hear a loud scream. The room, you feel like basically the tube that you were in completely disappears, and the water just splashed out all over the floor. The room lightens up as you see the actual room itself. You hear nature outside and the sun coming in through the ceiling.
Is there anything in the room?
Just what you see on the map. A couple of doors, some pillars. You see what I described to the other guys. It looks like angels' wings surround the walls, the outside or the inside of the walls, and the large statue of Ardent standing right there.
Yeah, check the doors.
You see exactly what's inside of them. Just kind of a ruined type offices, a few books, and some beds.
Pass by the statue.
It looks down at you and smiles and says, "Fear cannot rule us."
Just gonna sigh and walk out. Wipe a tear from her eye.
When you look out, you see the pond. You see the lake that you're in the middle of, and when you turn back to the actual building itself, it seems to be completely refurbished. Who do I got left? I got Tyler and Martin left. Martin, you see the red glow going on underneath the door?
I push on the doors to get them open.
Okay, do I have your backstory with me? Because I forget a little bit of what goes on with you.
Dead parent and sister.
Yes, but what caused them?
He doesn't know. He only found the amulet.
Oh, yeah, okay. You see another amulet just like it in this room. The room itself looks exactly as it does on the screen, but the walls seem to be darker. It has more of a negative appearance than what the others have seen. There seems to be like red and black tapestries along the walls. You see this puddle here is blood with two bodies laying face down inside of it.
Only two.
It was your parents and that's it, or parents and sister?
There was a parent and a sister he didn't know he had.
Okay. Well, did you? Okay. Yeah, you see the sister. You see the third body with the face down. Then.
I'm going to cautiously go up and examine the amulet. Actually, I'm gonna check to see if I have mine on me.
You do.
I'm going to cautiously go over to the amulet then, trying not to look at the dead bodies.
Yep, you're able to. The amulet is in front of the. You find it like a few feet in front. About there.
I'm gonna cast a quick glance back at the bodies, and then reach.
I got Paleth done. Alexis.
Yes.
You hear the distressed children coming from the inside of this room.
I want to note I have the dagger already drawn. and I'm opening the door.
Sure. You go inside, and the room is completely dark. You can hear kind of an echo coming from hereabouts.
I'm gonna call out.
You don't get a response. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, good.
You don't hear a direct response to your question or to your call.
Just for the sake of her logic, I don't know if I'd have to try a perception arcana, but this legitimately sounds like a child in agony and not something that's just an or a magic illusion creating that to her.
It sounds legitimate.
Okay. Then she's heading in that direction.
All right. You keep walking forward, and you hit something solid. You put your hand up on it, and it is cold. What do you try to do now?
She's gonna feel her hand against it and try to detect what it is.
You start to put your hand around it, and you realize it's around you.
She's gonna patiently sort of stand there.
You feel something wet on your feet as you hear a laugh coming from the darkness. A very familiar laugh.
She's gonna keep waiting there.
In the darkness, you start feeling the water puddle higher up inside the cylinder that you're in. The screaming gets louder as you see a hand press up against the glass and a face appear, and Cormat looks directly into your eyes and goes, "I knew we'd meet again."